So usually on Sundays I post a build video, and for another Sunday I've dropped the ball. But this Sunday I just wasn't ahead enough to catch up by Monday, because usually that's what happens. I end up either posting late on Sunday or Monday morning, and sometimes I try to give a heads up in the community section of my channel. But I found a lot of people are either missing notifications or something like that, and so I'll post that I'm going to post the video the next day, and then a week later I'll see a message on my community tab like still waiting, even though the video went up like 5 days ago. So I decided I'd just shoot a video this week that's a substitute for the fact that I failed and I didn't have a build video ready in time, and I would talk to you guys about this thing. So some people have caught sight of this in some of my other videos. I'm going to pull it out here. It's basically one of those portable washing machines you'll see advertised a lot for apartments. A lot of people wondered why I had this floating drawer with no cabinets underneath. I mean, one thing van dwellers don't do is waste space. So I filled in the space with this thing because I always knew that I wanted one. Actually, I had this sitting too low and had to end up detaching it from the wall and actually moving it up a little bit just so this could fit perfectly underneath it for storage. When I'm using it, of course, to access the top spinners, I have to be able to pull it out. I actually used this for the first time today. And you know, it's a pretty simple machine. It doesn't exactly work like your regular washing machine in your house. And even though a lot of time these are advertised as a washer and dryer, it's not really a washer and dryer. You do your washing and rinse over here, and this is basically a spin cycle. Now that spin cycle will get you pretty close to dry. Like I said, I tried it for the first time today. I was going to film it, but it kind of got away from me. But after that, you're going to need somewhere to hang your clothes, basically. You do have to plug it in. It does need a regular 110 plug connection, and honestly I would not use this unless I was plugged in to shore power. The instructions that came with it were horrific. I actually looked back up some people using these online before I tried it for the first time, and I probably will do a clothes washing demo in a future video, just not in this one. But yeah, the instructions are horrid. Now you do get a water inlet pipe right here. So this is basically your water inlet. There's a water inlet over here, and you attach this to it, and this can connect to a standard sink. But most van dwellers and RV dwellers I see using this don't use this at all. What they'll do is they'll pour water directly into the wash side, filling it up about halfway. Then after that, you're going to come to your little knobs right here where it says wash time, and you're going to also make sure your middle knob right here is either set to soft or normal, not drain. So then you set it to, most of the time, normal, and then you set your wash time over here. You know, you'll figure it out. I will say you don't want a lot of heavy stuff in here. I had 2 pairs of sweatpants in here, a couple of t-shirts, and having just 2 pairs of heavier pants was not good for this thing. I also probably need to put more water in there. I learned a lot about it while it was spinning, so I will still use the laundromat. This is not meant as a replacement for using the laundromat. It's meant as a way to wash a couple of t-shirts and shorts or whatever I need to wash without having to go to the laundromat and having that option. One of my goals, especially after what happened with, you know, the thing that sent us all home, was I wanted to be able to live as independently as possible without being handicapped by any services that might be shut off by another shutdown. So once you do your wash, you basically have to turn this knob to the drain setting, and then there's a very, very tiny hose over here that you need to have set up to drain. You can either put this on a table and send the drain hose into your sink, which is probably what I'll do, or you need to have some other method of draining the water somewhere. Another thing I have available is my large collapsible bucket, so I can drain into this. The hose on this is very short. I wish it was longer, but it's not. So my solution is either to put it on my folding table to bring it up high enough to drain into my sink, or to drain into the bucket and then put the water down the sink. Now after your wash, you probably want to do a rinse with clean water, so you just repeat the process, probably with a shorter timer. You fill it with water, probably have it set to normal, and then start your timer and then drain it again. Now once you're done with that process, like I said, this can be a little bit more involved than your standard washer dryer, because your washer dryer, you know, in your house is going to be running through all these things automatically. Once all that is done, you're going to take your damp clothes and put them in the spin cycle side. Now I was shocked how strong this spin was. Like, this thing looks like a toy, so I really didn't expect it. That spin is really strong. Like I said, they advertise it as a dryer, but there is no heat. There is no heat being applied to your clothes. It is just spinning out as much water as it can under a cycle. I'm sure if you do it a few times, you'll get better results. The maximum amount of time that you can set this on is 5. If you want any longer than that, you could run it again, but you are plugged into 110 power to use this. So, you know, do that sparingly. I would say what you want to have to do is wash enough clothes that you can hang up to dry, even if you're going to store them folded. So have some hangers, which is a thing I didn't have and now I'm going to get. Have some hangers available. Put your clothes through the spin cycle and then hang them up to hang dry. Or you can buy portable dryers. Now anything that supplies heat is going to want a lot of a power supply, actually more power supply than the portable washer and spinner. Another good thing about the spinner is if you go swimming or your clothes get wet, you can put them through the spinner to try to get as much water out as possible and then hang them to dry. And of course you always have your drain, so after you spin it, then you just drain that water out into whatever location you use to drain the water. I did see somebody using this in an RV where they actually just had it sitting in their shower. So I'm pretty excited about this. I still think I need to find my flow with it, because like I said, as with a lot of things that are off-grid tools, sometimes they take a little bit more finagling than maybe what you're using in your house normally. This is sort of my substitute for failing to get a build video edited for this Sunday, and probably most people won't be seeing this till Monday morning, and it's a very lazy quick shoot video. But I am working on stuff for the box truck. I am happy to report there are things that got fixed today, and that's kind of more important than the build. The build videos will come, and I'm sort of restructuring how I might start rolling those out. I really do want to get caught up to the build videos so that they don't seem so crazy out of sequence, but it's just a lot of material to go through. Like, I was shooting everything and I just had no time to edit while it was going on, and so it's a slow process to catch up. But I'm excited to share them as they come, and at least I got to show you something that isn't so much a build project as just a new part of my world in this box truck. Alright, bye-bye. So, I don't know how many of you noticed, but I actually have cans of cat food underneath the drawer, which is what I use to get the drawer to the right height and kind of keep it level while I was repositioning it. And they kind of work perfectly because they're all the same size. Alright, I just wanted to point it out because I know it went by too fast for you guys to see. Let's get to our usual YouTube business section, which is called Remember to Like. If you like this channel, also feel free to subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, it's fine. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there on YouTube, and I understand, people's tastes change. People move on. People come, people go, and that is just the flow of YouTube. But if you do want to stick around, I completely appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who watches videos from beginning to end, and I appreciate my extra supporters on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you, as always, for just sticking through this with me. It's not the most high-class bells and whistles Patreon or YouTube memberships out there, and you guys just keep sticking it through with me. So I thank you so much. Bye-bye.